Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Before we begin, let me introduce myself briefly. My name is Agustina Rosi Divina. I'm from Pertamina University. I'm majoring in geological engineering right now. Today, want to deliver my presentation about analysis of Benthic Foraminifera distribution as a bioindicator of coral reef system in Putri Nongsa Island, Riau Archipelago. Okay, I'll begin by outlining the introduction why we choose this topic as our research, and then we go to the basic theory, data and methodology, research and result, and finally the summary. Okay, Indonesia is the largest archipelagic nation in the world with more than 17,000 islands, an extensive of coral reef protect them. And let me show you how beautiful the coral reef system in Indonesia it is. Okay, coral reef system is a very crucial ecosystem that support sea living organism. However, based on Indonesia Institute of Science states that about one third of coral system in Indonesia is in precarious states. It is getting more and more vulnerable to global disturbances like rising sea temperature. Anthropogenic activities also affect the sustainability by increasing sediment fluxes and other pollutants. Okay, so therefore we in this research we want to know the coral condition and coral health based on the foraminifera as the bioindicator. And the study case take place in Putri Nongsa Island. There are the outer island headed directly with Singapore. This is the Putri Nongsa Island and referred to law number 1 2014, the area need more conservation steps because of its high biodiversity. Based on marine geological report, state that the sea around the island has been identified as a polluted area because of high ammonium, chromium, lead, oil lipid content, and etc. Okay, so the question is why we use the Benthic foraminifera as the bioindicator. We know that the Benthic foraminifera is a short life cycle organism that has high sensitivity to some parameters such as salinity, hydrodynamic, and pollution. And but how we know that this foraminifera is related to the coral reef system? In this research, we use Foram Index. Foram Index provide us with some classification. There are three main categories for foraminifera. The first one is foraminifera that is associated with the coral reef or coral reef system such as Amphistegina and Operculina. The second one is the opportunist foraminifera. They are high, they are have high tolerance to the pollution and tends to exist in the pressured condition. And the third one is the heterotrophic foraminifera. They are abundant in the high nutrient supply, and the class of foraminifera that includes in this heterotrophic foraminifera is like Milolida, Rotalida, and Textularida. Okay, and we jump to the data and methods. In this research, we use 29 sea surface sediment samples that are taken from the waters around Putri Nongsa Island, Batam, using a grab sample and a gravity color. Okay, we can see on the figure 4 about the distribution of the samples. And there are three main stages or method that we use are conducted in this research. The first one is the picking stage. We separate the foraminifera shell from the sediment grain, and next to identification stage, we determine the species name based on their morphology, and the last one we conducted foram index calculation. The foraminifera assemblage is combined with the water quality data from 10 sites to know the environmental control over coral reef system. From this calculation, we can obtain uh, four main category of foraminifera. Uh, I'm I'm sorry. I mean four main category for coral reef condition. The first one is the very conducive. That is very conducive. Then transitional. This transitional condition represent the decreasing in environmental support. The third one is the conducive or limited area. And the last one is not suitable for the coral reef to grow. Here are the most abundant foraminifera species in Putri Nongsa Island from 29 sediment samples. There are Discorvinilla bertoloti, Dextlaria agglutinans, Ambistigina, Eponides cribripendus, until Paratolia venusta. Okay, we have reached to the result. Uh, from figure 5, we can see the sample distribution with their various coral conditions from very conducive to not conducive. And let's focus on the area near the Putri Nongsa Island. Uh, from figure 5, it indicates that the marine environment around the Putri Nongsa Islands, near the Putri Nongsa Island, is good for coral reef development and recovery. It is proved by the high value of foram index, range from 3.56 to 4.47. Okay, uh, I'd like to elaborate with the effect of pollutant on the condition of coral reef system in Putri Nongsa Island. The first parameter that we use is the lead content. Uh, the lead content range from 0.002 to 0.0026 milligram per liter. And we also can see from the figure 6, there is high accumulation of the lead content in the northwest area. And some area has a higher lead contents than the normal standard, which is around 0.005 milligram per liter. And we can also see from the figure 6 that conducive and transition coral condition mostly develop in low lead content. However, there is an anomaly, especially in samples number PN 143. Although they lies in the high concentration of lead contents, they have coral condition that is very conducive to support the coral system itself. And let's jump to the next parameter. We have copper content, and actually the copper content around the Putri Nongsa Island is normal. They are lower than the highest result, which is around 0.05 milligram per liter. But we can see from the figure 7 that uh, the coral system that lies near the red one, or the high concentration of copper, experience in high value of foram index. So we can say that there is a correlation between the copper content and the foram index or coral reef health itself. Okay, let's get deeper into the oil lipid pollutant. The range of oil lipid is relatively high from 3.87 to 17.93 milligram per liter. Basically, the normal standard is around is around 1 milligram per liter. And from based on figure 8, the samples that are near the high concentration of oil lipids experience in coral health decreasing. It is proved by the distribution of transition coral reef types. And moreover, the good or conducive coral system tends to develop in area with oil content range from 7 to 10 milligram per liter. And the last parameter, we have the sediment type. From figure 9, in location with the influence of sandy gravel sediment dominant, uh, represented by the yellow colored, coral reef conditions are well developed or very conducive, and the type of the sediment such as the green says also affect the turbidity of the water. From figure 9, we see that the area with dominant by the muddy sand, represented by the green color, having lower condition of coral reef because uh, the finer the grain, it affect the water to block because of this particle blocks the sunlight to grow a better coral reef system. In conclusion, the condition of the coral reef around Putri Nongsa Island is quite good, with variance from transition to very conducive. Some environmental parameters influence the foraminifera assemblage that can indicate the water quality to support coral reef development. These include the proportion of fine-grained sediments, oil, and lead content. Both oil lipid and lead content give slight correlation to coral reef health. That's all for me, and thank you for your attention. I hope this chapter can be useful for you. Thank you.